OTBSpreads blowout alert coming to you live on May 8th, where it is F the Books Friday. We're going to cash some slips. We're going to run it up. We're going to book the one way. Guys, yesterday, so-so day on NBA. Just to review, I'll own it. But guys, we have been absolutely cashing across all sports. We cashed on soccer yesterday, not locker, soccer, MLB, NHL, 3-in-1 day. We did lock the Lakers on the first quarter points. That came up short for us, guys. We had them for over 24 and a half. They finished with 23 in the first quarter, turned it up in the second half. Like I thought, they'd play with some energy in the first half, and the Thunder would pull away. We had Thunder minus 15 and a half full game. That did cover. But long story short, man, Cavs just are outmatched. Their big men aren't playing good. We went Cavs money line for the value yesterday in a must-win game before they head back home. They showed us that they struggled with Toronto on the road. It's more of the same here with these guys on the road in Detroit. They just couldn't get it done. Detroit's good enough to steal one at home, so I'm going to be looking to find some value on Detroit for a lower line at home. But that's where I stand going into tomorrow. But tonight we've got the Knicks and 76ers, Spurs, and Wolves. We're going to get into that now. Without further ado, all I ask is you drop a like and subscribe if you find this information useful. All of my sequence plays are in the descriptions tab. You just click on the Winible link and use code word 50ball today to save 50% off. You can lock into my Big Baller Elite, my gold package. Those are where you're going to get my locks as well as some of my best parlays. So guys, gold or elite, definitely go there. If you want my play of the day, which does have insurance win on it, you just hit the Big Baller Elite, man. We've been cashing the crazy clip. I'm seeing the board really well. We've only lost 2 plays on NHL the whole entire playoffs for NHL, and we're halfway through this second round, man. So really seeing the board well on NHL. MLB, I've been killing it. Another parlay yesterday on the first 5 innings. So a lot of value there, man. 162 games. It's just a lot easier to call than an erratic NBA game where you see the Magic blow a 24-point lead. But we've still been cashing on NBA. Let's see if we can hit it a higher clip this week and through the weekend and keep cashing, man. We're still looking for a sweep on the NBA playoffs. We haven't had one in about 10 days. We've been doing a lot of 2-in-1s or, 1-in-1 days like yesterday. But let's see what we can do today, man. Let's get into it. First game up, Knicks, 76ers. Look, I like the Knicks here. You could argue that OG Anunoby's probably going to miss tonight, and if he does, or he's even limited on minutes, that's a lot of production that they're missing out on because, look, he's had 24, 18, and 29 over the last 3 games, 18 and 24 against Philly. Like, that's a lot of production. Somebody's going to have to step up in this lineup. I don't know if I trust Bridges enough to be that guy or Josh Hart. So that really boils down to Karl-Anthony Towns, who's probably going to be going up against Joel Embiid. But if you want my opinion, the bench has been really solid for the Knicks. Miles McBride's come in, gave some decent minutes. I know he hasn't scored the ball that well, but he's given good minutes, especially defensively. Alvarado, same thing. He's come in. He's played okay with the minutes he's gotten, only 7 and 9, but he's still done good. They're not liabilities on the floor. I do think Bona and Grimes and Drummond, Justin Edwards, all those guys, they have a little bit better ability to create their own shots. They just haven't been hitting them. That could be the factor tonight if the 76ers do indeed win, is the bench knocking down more shots for them versus the bench on the Knicks, especially with OG probably missing this game tonight. But if he does play, I don't expect him, since he's questionable, to go out there and have a 20-point game, which he's been doing against them in this series. So they're going to need somebody to step up here. I think it's going to be Towns. Towns is going to have a good game here, even if Joel Embiid does play, it's looking like he will. They're back in Philly. The crowd's going to be behind them. We know that the Knicks are just above 500 on the road. There is no true advantage for the 76ers. They're not better on the road or at home. They're kind of just right there around 500 both ways. Obviously, a play-in team that ended up doing pretty well here in the playoffs. I do like the guards. I've said it over and over again. I like the guard sequencing, George, Maxey, and Edgecombe. I think that they match up really well against these guards. But the thing is the size. The size has really, I think, bothered the 76ers some. Josh Hart's size, OG's size, Karl-Anthony Towns, the length of Mikal Bridges. They've really gotten in the passing lanes, created some turnovers. At plus 105 on the money line for the Knicks, who are absolutely rolling offensively. Brunson's getting everything he wants around the rim, in the lane. I can't fade the Knicks here just because, OGs might miss this game tonight. I don't want to be on the side where I'm like, oh, this is the 76ers game. I want to be on the side where I believe that the Knicks are going to continue to roll. They're going to set this thing up for a sweep. And be honest with you, if the 76ers do steal one and this goes to a game 5, I'm going to Madison Square Garden and I'm trying to check one of those games, man, because that crowd will be insane. So give me the money line on the Knicks tonight at plus 105. It feels like a really good play. I know that Blowout Alert here does have Philly projected to win by 1.5. I just think they're going to need too much production from their bench, and I can't trust the shooting of the 76ers. It's been very streaky in this series. They haven't had a good shooting night yet, so this could be a spot play for them to come out and have a good shooting night, but I don't believe that's the case. I believe the size and the length and the defensive effort and energy for the Knicks translates. They go into Philly, which is just a short drive from New York, go in there, get another game, go up 3-0, 76ers in desperation mode in game 4. We'll see what that spread looks like, if it's going to be higher than plus 1.5. This line is short, so Vegas is telling us they expect a blowout and on one side or the other. I believe that they're trying to get us to buy the 76ers in a spot play here. I'm going Knicks. I want the plus money in my pocket, plus 105 on a better team through the first 2 games. So that's where I stand on this one, guys. A couple player props to look at out of this one. Josh Hart, going to need to continue to rebound the ball, be physical. Give me Josh Hart for 8 rebounds. Paul George for 15 points. And obviously, Karl Towns is going to have to step up tonight. So you could look at Karl Towns on his PRA. I believe they got a set right around 33. I like him on the over on that. So Karl Anthony Towns over 33 PRA. All right, that's where we're at. Let's go on into the next game. Spurs-Wolves. Spurs-Wolves, been a pretty darn good series, man, so far. Spurs came out, belt to ass the second game. First game, super competitive with the Timberwolves. But we all know that the Timberwolves are outmatched here. The only way this Timberwolves team can continue to compete is Anthony Edwards has to be the guy. He has to step up. He has to step up. I thought I wasn't recording for a minute, fellas, but I am. Sorry for the delay there. But he does have to step up here tonight. He's got to have a big game. He can't come out here and just have a modest game. If we look at what he's done in this series so far, Anthony Edwards has got 12 and 18. That's just not enough. And I know he's on limited minutes, but it's just not enough. He needs to come out and have 25, 30-point games for this team to contend. I know he didn't do that in the first game. He still had a better game first game than he did the last one. But Julius Randle, same thing here. Only 12 points last game, 21 in the first. They can't rely on Jaden McDaniels to have that same energy that he had in that series against Denver. He's just not a scorer of the basketball. He scored it really well in that series. He's been decent in this one. But I just have to go with the San Antonio Spurs here, -5. They're just so deep, man, from Dylan Harper to Keldon Johnson to Julian Champagny. These guys either start or come off the bench. Harper's coming off the bench, and Harper gives super solid minutes off the bench. I mean, dude got 11 and 18 with 23 minutes, 29 minutes. He obviously had that 27-point game here in the playoffs against Portland. He's had some really big games over the last couple weeks. And I expect him to come off and have a really good game tonight. Stephon Castle is a matchup nightmare with his size and his speed. De'Aaron Fox, great speed. If he gets in a rhythm, streaky shooter, but he can knock down shots when he gets hot. Devin Vassell, we haven't really seen him light up the stat sheet yet in this series, 14 and 10. I could see him tonight coming out, knocking down some threes, having about a 15-point game. Definitely a guy to take a look at. Take a look at his rebounds. He's been rebounding the ball really well. He's good for 4 rebounds. Definitely a lot of value at 6. So those are some looks, man. Wemby rebounded the ball extremely well last game. I expect him to come out and do more of the same. I would like to take a look at his points and his rebounds tonight. He's had 2 15 rebound games, and he had that 11 block game or 12 block game. Insane. These Spurs, man, I just can't fade them. Even if you're giving me 5 points with the Wolves, we've seen that the Wolves either compete in games and win them outright, or they kind of get blown out in a sense. This Spurs team's 10x better than the Denver Nuggets. This, in my opinion, is the only team that has a chance at winning a championship over the Thunder. And at this moment, I have a future on the Spurs, and I still believe the Spurs win the NBA championship for the simple fact that their bench is so deep. And I know the Thunder have a deep bench as well, but they don't have, Jalen Williams at the moment. And I believe he is a big piece of that team. He helps create some mismatches with his size on the perimeter. And if you're going to take on Stephon Castle, De'Aaron Fox, and Wimby, along with those role players that they got, this team can go deep. They can win it all. They still are really young and need to learn how to fight adversity in the playoffs with the Thunder. They know how to do. You got to beat the champs to be the champs. I know they beat them in the regular season, but that's the regular season. We know how funny the regular season goes with the NBA. Like I said, -4.5 on the Spurs. I got an abundance of reasons here, but it really boils down to the bench. I talked about the bench in the Knicks and the 76ers game. 76ers bench hasn't been scoring the ball well. If they score it well tonight, they could end up upsetting the Knicks. That's the only variable I see in that game. Sorry, guys. Outside a little coffee shop, shooting this video. But, man, look, give me the Knicks on the money line plus money. Give me the Spurs -4.5. They're going to win by 8. Shit, they might even blow them out. That's been the scenario. Either the Timberwolves compete or they don't. And that's kind of been the scenario. So I want the -5 just for the simple fact that there's the blowout variable there. And there's only a 35% edge for the Timberwolves to win this thing. So I'm going to lean here with the other 65% going towards the Spurs to cover that -5. And that's where we're at, guys. Hopefully you found this information useful. Make sure to subscribe. If you want my premium plays, description, click on the Winible link. Use code word 50ball to save 50% off today. That's where we're going on these 2 games. Let's lock in. Let's run it up. Let's win the day. All right, heading into a massive weekend. Let's cash. See y'all next time.